So how did the Astros do this? Man, they built this perfectly. Jim Crane takes over as the owner in 2011. And if you're a Browns fan, if you're a Lions fan, if you're a Jets fan, if you're a fan of a team that never spends money in baseball or an NBA team that can't get out of its own way, you know how much an ownership change would mean to you. That happened in Houston, and it was the best thing that ever happened. Because Jim Crane takes over and says, strip it down. You know that car on cinder blocks down the road or down the street or in your hometown or in that yard? That's what they did to the Astros. They stripped it down to just the frame. There was nothing left. They replaced the engine. They replaced the chassis. They replaced the wheels. They redid the detailing. They redid the upholstery. They redid everything. They blew out the communications guys. They blew out the broadcast team. They blew out the sales team. They blew out the marketing team. They blew out the players, the managers, and the general manager in the front office, and they restarted. And they said, we are going to build this the way we want it built from the ground up. And Jeff Luhnow comes in and becomes the general manager. He hires A.J. Hinch. And how about who they drafted and acquired? The only guy still around from these guys was Jose Altuve, basically. Dallas Keuchel was also drafted before the new regime got there. Once the new regime got there, they drafted George Springer first round, Carlos Correa first round, Lance McCullers first round. And they started building. They acquired Marwin Gonzalez in a trade. They acquired Josh Fields in a trade. They acquired Evan Gattis in a trade. Scott Kazmir, Carlos Gomez. And not all those guys were on this roster, but they started to flip assets and start building. Chris Carter, Josh Fields. Then they signed some free agents. And suddenly they had somebody who you could say, okay, now we're a team that can actually win. Now, they had to then end up flipping some of those other guys, but the big one, bringing in Justin Verlander. And now you had a winner. And they didn't hit every home run. Not everyone, but Alex Bregman, absolute tremendous hit for them. And they started hitting more than they started missing. And between that core of guys, they could end up trading away some prospects to bring in a guy like Justin Verlander to finally close the circle and build a winner. And I just think it's the best story for baseball. That you could be dead to rights as a franchise, stuck in mediocrity, the cycle never ending, 45 years, 50 years of misery, and then a fresh eye and fresh voice comes in and they can figure out how to do it better. I love that story. Absolutely love it.